Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, TGIF. We're here for Friday's inspiration. And today we're talking about something really special. The world has gotten so serious. We thought we'd do something a little lighter today. Let me make sure this is clear. Hang on. There, maybe that's maybe a little better. Okay, great. So great to have all of you here today. We're talking about the 5 secrets to more pleasure. And we're not going to be rehashing stuff that other people are promoting out there. This is going to be a little different. And we're also going to be doing a MediClearing on amplifying more pleasure in your body and in your energy field. And so first, the secrets, because this will help to explain a little bit better everything we're talking about. So number one secret is that pleasure can actually be measured. Why is this important? This is important because, as you'll see in some of these other secrets, we need a certain amount of pleasure in our bodies to be able to do certain things. And there's different degrees of pleasure, just like there are varying degrees of anger. So when I'm measuring anger in someone's altitude report, there can be varying degrees. You might feel irritated, annoyed, a little frustrated. That's at the lower end of the anger spectrum. And then there's anger, and then there's rage, and then there's fury. So there's all these different degrees of anger. There's all these different degrees of all of the emotions, of all of the energies. So if you can measure it, then you know how much pleasure you have running in your energy field to know if you've raised it high enough. Is it where is it at? So as I'm measuring, I'll remeasure now that I'm on live. But before I came on, I measured the pleasure frequency. What percentage are people holding in their energy field? Yes, so that's what I was getting. 15%. So that's not very much. So a lot of the serious energy on the planet, a lot of the anger, the fear, all those things were not in our pleasure. And so there's also varying degrees of pleasure. We can be at the lower spectrum of things that we enjoy, things that we like doing. That's at the lower end of the spectrum. And then there's higher degrees of pleasure. Like last night, we had the most amazing meal that my daughter's boyfriend cooked, and it was so pleasurable. And so really, really massively enjoyable. Those are higher up on the spectrums of pleasure, where maybe you really enjoy and get a great deal of pleasure being in the ocean or out in nature on a hike, or spending time with your grandchildren or your dog or your cat. Those can bring a lot of pleasure, but that's a different kind of pleasure than the kind of pleasure that's at the height of the pleasure spectrum, which relates to ecstasy, bliss, the orgasm. Those are all much higher states of pleasure. So we're talking about a broad spectrum of pleasure here. The second secret, and this is why measuring it is so important, is that the second secret is that pleasure amplifies our creations. And this is especially with sexual pleasure. There's people who've made a whole business out of amplifying someone's sexual pleasure in their creations and their manifestations. Explosive sexual healing was a business that was by a couple that I know that made a whole business out of that. So we're not talking about that today. However, what we are talking about here today would help something like that become even more effective, because there's a lot of other components to this. There's a lot of other things that are really important. So the third And let me also explain something else too. In my book, I talk a lot about this, sort of the anatomy of the second chakra, which is where all of our pleasure comes from, or most of it. That's where it's generated. Is that there's things in the second chakra that are going to amplify the second chakra, and sexual pleasure is that. And then there are things that are going to diminish it. And so that brings us to the third secret. The third secret to more pleasure is we have to clear a path and clear away all of those energies that diminish our pleasure. And it doesn't even have to be with sexual pleasure, but you'll notice that this is especially true with sexual pleasure. So if you have too much fear in your space, if you have too much anger in your space, if you have too much sadness or grief in your space, if you have a lot of judgments in your space, in your energy field, that's not conducive to amplifying our sexual pleasure or any pleasure for that matter. If you're really sad or you're really angry, you're not going to, want to spend some time with your grandchildren or, so it can affect a bunch of other ways that we bring pleasure into our life. So that's super important. And in today's MediClearing, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be clearing. We've already measured the percentage of pleasure that you've all brought to the table. And we're going to also measure the things that diminish that pleasure so that we can make sure through this infinity system that all of those energies are brought down to zero. And then we are also going to be running this pleasure energy through our energy field. But first, the fourth secret to experience and having more pleasure in our life is we need to be in our bodies 100%. And so that might seem obvious. However, many of you are not in your bodies. I've discovered that even advanced healers, 50% of them are only in their bodies 50%. Or even down to 15%. Only 50% of advanced healers are in their bodies all the way. And so this is really super important because if we're not in our bodies all the way, we're not going to feel the energies that need to be released. Like I've talked to lots of people, tons of people that have massive amounts of anger in their energy field. And they'll say, well, I'm not angry. I don't feel angry. And that's because they're only in their body 15%. So they don't know what's going on. So if you're not in your body 100%, you're not going to be able to know about the energies that are diminishing your pleasure. And then you also won't be able to experience the fullness of pleasure that's available for our bodies. We're really, our bodies are designed so that we enjoy our bodies, so that we enjoy our life. And so this is just a really important part of fully enjoying. When we're all the way in our body, 100%, we're going to feel all of the pleasure way more intensely. And then the fifth secret to experiencing more pleasure is to have a practice where one, you clear your energy field on a regular basis. I encourage people to do it on a daily basis. I know some people practice it even twice a day. They set their energy in the morning, and then at the night, they clear away all the things that they've collected throughout the day. And this practice is with there's a free meditation that I offer that is a 20-minute practice. And so this is the practice that you'll want to run every day. Half of this is the practice of running your energy, and then the other half relates to raising your money vibration. But you could use the second half to do what we're going to be doing today, which is running pleasure through your bodies, running pleasure through your bodies. So we're going to be doing that today. And so I'm curious if any of you have any questions about what we're talking about today. It might be a little bit different than what you expected. And so, just in review, while you're maybe here is where you can download that 20-minute meditation. Um, so, the five secrets is one, that pleasure can be measured. Two, pleasure amplifies your creations. And so we don't want a lot of anger or fear. It doesn't really care what it amplifies. It's going to amplify um, uh, more of the things that are in our energy field. And three, the third secret is we need to clear a path. The fourth secret, we need to be in our bodies 100%. And fifth is, if you practice this process that we're about to go through of running pleasure through your energy field, everything, including if you have other practices that you do that are designed to amplify your pleasure to do actual manifestations with your sexual energy, then this is all going to help all of that work a whole lot better. So let me see if you guys have any questions and what we have going on today. And yes, we have the eclipse happening tonight, partial eclipse. This eclipse is going to help carry away and clear away more of the energies that are in the way of what we want to manifest and create. So it is a full moon today, and there is a partial lunar eclipse. So lots of blessings. Full moons is always a time to count our blessings and really give thanks for all that we are creating. Hello from San Antonio, Texas. And we have London and Ontario in the house. Hey, Ryan, good to have you here. Christine. Being open to pleasure is important to be in a space to receive abundance. Yes, absolutely. So this is all part of manifesting through amplifying our pleasure, is that it's going to create more abundance for sure. How you do anything is how you do everything. And we have South Africa in the house. Thank you for mentioning that. All right, no questions. I guess maybe you're just all curious how this is going to work. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're going to clear our energy field. We're going to run our energy so that we come from a clear space. And then we're going to amplify our pleasure energy. And then you'll see what we're going to do next. Okay, great. So if you want to follow along and just listen to my voice, you can close your eyes and just listen, or not. However you'd like to do this is up to you. But first of all, we are going to put down a brand new grounding cord in present time so that our bodies feel safe. And this makes it easier to run pleasure through our energy field if our bodies feel safe. So we're going to put down that grounding cord and we're going to start releasing. And it's going to go all the way to the center of our earth. So I just wanted to measure real quick before we started as well, is fear and anger. So fear is at 50% and anger is at 95%. So definitely not conducive to having more pleasure in our energy field, in our bodies, in our life. So next, we're going to send roots down from the bottoms of our feet deep into our planet Earth. And it's going to connect with that pure darkness below the surface of the Earth, this intelligent mycelium layer of communication, the crystalline energies that are also below the surface of the Earth. And you can go down several hundreds of miles. The Earth's crust is 4,000 miles thick. So connect to all of that, all the way around to the other side of the planet. And then from there, we're going to bring this abundant feminine earth energy up through our legs, up through the calves and the knees, and through the thigh. This is another part of where we access more of our personal power. Great. And then down that grounding cord. And then we're going to see if you have a worry circle. Yes, out to the third layer of your aura. And so if what we're doing here, running your energy, is new to you, or you feel confused, or you have a hard time following, I really encourage you to get my book on Amazon. It explains the whole process, what we're doing, with lots of illustrations. And the name of the book is called Access Your Ultimate Power, the Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence. So we are pulling in this worry circle that radiates around your root chakra. We're going to just pull all of this energy in and drop all the fear, worry, stress, anxiety, doubts, uncertainty, all of that that's swirling around in your energy field. Just let it all go down your grounding. There we go. Excellent. Okay, great. The fourth and newest part to getting ultra grounded is we're going to go up to your heart. We're going to start expanding that illumination there in your heart, amplifying your light quotient. And then we're going to start bringing this illumination down into your solar plexus. So we're going to actually ground your heart now. Spirit is directing us to get grounded from our hearts instead of just from our root chakra. Before, that's where everybody would start their grounding cord. Now we've been instructed to start grounding from the hearts. The heart is such a vital energy center. It's where we self-generate love. It's where we access our infinite intelligence. And it's the most common place where the powers that be are trying to suppress and hold down, because they know how powerful it is. So let's bring this illumination down into the solar plexus, down into that second chakra. Let this energy stir in here so we can get a really good connection between the heart and our second chakra, where this pleasure is going to be amplified and it's going to grow. And there we go. So as we're bringing this illumination, it's like a big tube, a big pipe that's going from your heart all the way to the center of the planet. So now we're going through that second chakra. So it's stopping here, and that's no surprise based on what it is we're working on and clearing. Thus, the importance of running your energy, because you can have sexual pleasure. So just having like an orgasm to increase and amplify your sexual pleasure, when you have all these other blocks in your energy field, if you have fear, if you have anger, it just becomes like a temporary fix and alters your energy field, as opposed to really running pleasure through your body like you can be running pleasure through your body all day long. And this is how you stay in a much more vibrant, youthful kind of energy and you just enjoy life so much more. So as we're checking what's in the second chakra, the congestion is going out to that third layer, where the power is getting disconnected from this sexual energy, from the pleasure energy, which is not necessarily sexual. So we're going to see what this is as we're pulling this energy in. It's a control being. So we're going to use a black flame, which is pure darkness. And we're going to transmute this energy right at the second chakra, so we can clear this energy that's trying to control what it is we create. The 1% wants us to create for them instead of for ourselves. But we can use our pleasure energy to amplify our own creations. So let's go ahead and turn up that black flame and transmute this control being. Oi nai e am ake uto amapa te teo koane I ono noa. Pea ke nita e kukua mama teo u kukua nea. If you're new here, that's the language of light, which is sort of a new gift that I've been given when I activated my crystal skull with a recent event in Sedona with my mentor. All right, let's see if now we can bring this light energy from the heart through the solar plexus, through, there we go, through that second chakra. So now this light can go all the way through the second, through the root, and connect it firmly to the center of the earth, so our hearts feel safe, so we can let go of all those judgments, all the ways that we judge ourselves, which also interferes with our pleasure. So making sure that's deeply grounded into the center of our earth. Take a deep breath and just let go of all the judgments, any sadness, any grief, any anger. Okay, great. Now we're going to mix these two energies, heaven and earth. So the earth energy coming up through the legs, pure source coming down the backside. We're going to mix these and bring it up the front, real close to the spine, up through the second chakra where it's stopping again. The congestion now is going all the way out to the 15th layer. This is where the 1% hang out. The 1% energy, that oppressive influence on the planet that wants you to create for them. Let's take them out of your second chakra so that when you amplify your pleasure, we're not creating for them. Okay, great. So now as we bring this 50-50 mixture up through the second chakra and the solar plexus into the heart, the throat, sixth chakra, crown rings, even if you don't know how many you have. And then this energy, as it comes out the crown and cascading down through all the layers of your aura, we're going to pay special attention to the 15th layer. I'm going to start at the bottom and lift this 1% energy out of your energy field. Yes, excellent. Then we're going to jump out to the 30th layer where the reptilian energies hang out. And bring that all the way up through the central core and sending it off planet. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to clear our circle of reciprocity. So starting at the heart, we're going to bring that amplified light quotient up to your right shoulder, out that right arm as you implement and get things done with this masculine energy. And then as you put your hands together, your fingertips, like you're holding a small ball, the energy is going to go through your fingertips and into your left palm, into the left hand, so you can receive. We're clearing a path for you to receive more pleasure in your life. Okay, there we go. So you're in control and in charge of how much you allow. If you're not receiving or experiencing much pleasure in your life, then It's not to be blamed on other people. This relates to how much you are allowing in your life, not how much other people are giving or not giving to you. So let's bring the energy all the way up that left arm through the shoulder, down through the front and back of the heart. So there's the circle. Out the right arm, in the left. And then we're going to simultaneously go through the front and back of the throat. So you can ask for what you need or what you desire. Okay, great. And then through that sixth chakra, let's let it stir in here so you can clear any of those limiting or lack mindsets that don't allow you to have pleasure, judgments, maybe a lot of religious garbage that made sexual pleasure wrong or pleasure in general, all of that self-sacrificing. I know that for myself, having grown up in a religious cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, they called masturbation self-abuse. So I have gone, I'm still learning more, even myself, about sexual pleasure and about pleasure in general, and working through a lot of garbage. And so for some of you, you know, accessing your pleasure might be easy and it's not a problem. And so that's great. But a lot of other people have been given a lot to work through in this lifetime as it relates to pleasure. And especially women who, the majority of women have been sexually abused or been inappropriately dealt with at some point when in regards to pleasure and sexual pleasure. So it's yeah, I'm getting about 75%. So that can be also a lot of stuff to work through as well. And we have some time, so I want to just spend just a moment addressing that issue because that can be really big as it relates to experiencing and feeling more pleasure in our energy field. So I hadn't planned on this, but I'm in the moment. I'm just listening to what spirit says. Do this, take care of that. So when it comes to being sexually abused or some kind of inappropriateness, let's see. And then there's lifetimes of this stuff that we've brought in. And so we are so blessed to be in this where we are in the stream of time now, where the veil is thinner, where we have so many more tools and things available, which is why there's so much more darkness showing up, is because there's so much power on the planet now that is being accessed. And I am very optimistic about the future. We have to go through the darkness first, no doubt. But long range, I would not have come to the planet this lifetime if I thought that this was not going to work out well. So I'm here now on this lifetime, as many of you are, to help us move through this really challenging part of humanity's existence on the planet. Getting back to sexual abuse and lifetimes of this, we're going to do some shortcut stuff. We're going to put up an avatar, okay? I'm just listening. We're putting up an avatar, and this is going to represent your sexual energy space, and we're going to clear out all of the past lives and even in this lifetime energies. So this might be kind of intense that relate to this. So this is getting big. Wow, a lot of tears already coming up. I can feel it for you guys. So let's make sure we're grounded for this, really grounded. Wow. Okay, a lot of you lost your grounding cord. So this is important. This is really, really important. Get grounded. Wow, all the tears. Ooh, I'm getting emotional. Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot, ladies. And we're meant to enjoy our lives and our bodies. So let's breathe. We're all going to do this together. So this is great. So we're clearing this avatar now. So this avatar represents our sexual pleasure, our ability to really enjoy our bodies, which is going to translate into all areas of our life. So let's make sure this avatar is grounded, which it is, and we're bringing earth energy up through the legs. And there's a worry circle that is really stuck out at the second layer, where there's a lot of rage. So we're just all going to collectively do this together, helping each other out as we dump all of this rage down the grounding cord of this avatar. And all of the lifetimes, whether it's this lifetime, many, many lifetimes. I'm getting about 20 lifetimes that want to get cleared through this process. Just keep breathing and releasing. Oi nai nea, e ama keo papa e natea. Kikio no ua te ama pakea. E nini no akiko ua. E I ine upakeana. Whew. Yeah. Just let all of that go down the grounding. Yes, you're doing a great job. This eclipse energy is really helping with this, being able to let go of all this garbage. Okay, good. So now we're grounded. Let's ground the heart of this avatar. We're going to go up to the heart of this avatar. Start amplifying the illumination in the heart. We're going to go out to the 15th layer, where this 1% has played a big part in holding down our pleasure, both men and women, but more so for women. We're just going to bring all of that energy into the heart, send it down the grounding cord of this avatar. So now we're going to also ground the heart of the avatar. So we're bringing this illumination of the heart, and we're going to bring it down. It's having a hard time going down into that solar plexus. More rage. Make your grounding cords fatter, and make this grounding cord of this avatar fatter. Like we could drop a watermelon down this thing. And we're going to start releasing all of the rage, tremendous amounts of rage. It's no wonder you can't enjoy pleasure or feel pleasure in your bodies with all of this rage in our energy field. Just drop all of that down the grounding. Oi nai, aya, kukuama, pepi ni tio, kukui, adatea. Oi na naio amaki o tutuene pea kikua hu una ia. As we're bringing this illumination down into the solar plexus, there we go, into that second chakra, spilling down the root. Now breathe into this visual and this really powerful connection. It's like a big column of light from your heart all the way down to the center of the planet. It's going to make your heart feel safe. Because in order to open our hearts and to be vulnerable and to allow the receiving, to allow ourselves to be received by another, and for us to receive another, super important that this heart is open and clear and flowing. There we go. Okay, now let's bring pure source down through the creative rings. And in these creative rings is what you're going to put as far as your desires for pleasure. What do you want it to amplify? What is it that you want to create as a result of running more pleasure through your energy field? we haven't even gotten to that part yet. So we're clearing the energy as we're bringing pure source of this avatar through the rings into the crown where it's stopping. All the way up to the 25th layer. That's a lot of fear that's not ours. And so this fear of experiencing pleasure in our bodies goes way back, right? Let's pull in this circle and we're going to lift all of this fear entities, fear energy up through the central core of this avatar off planet. There we go. Oi nai e ma kukua mapo tua e nia a keo popoa. Okay, 7. So as this pure source is coming down to the crown now, there we go. 6th chakra, throat. I'm going to stop there because this is a place where a lot of us have been killed. It's the most common place you can get killed, at the throat. So we're going to let this stir in here and out to that 3rd layer. All the power that's getting stuck right at our throat, not allowing us to ask for what we desire, to say what we need. And all of these lifetimes of being killed at the throat. It's about 10 lifetimes, just breathing in, releasing. Okay, great. This is the important part. When we get to running pleasure through the body, you're going to see how much faster this will go. We have to clear a path. Okay, good. So now as pure source is coming down through the throat, it's still there. There's a control being here, so use a black flame. We're going to turn up the volume on any control beings in your throat, keeping your voice down, not allowing you to speak your truth. Setting clear boundaries about what you desire, what works for you, when you can say no and mean it. Oenai e o makea e pena tutua kukua me tia kikia na te toa poku na ia kuya daya. Okay, as pure source is coming down through the throat of this avatar now. There we go, into the heart, solar plexus, 2nd chakra, spilling down the root. We're going to bring that 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine, through the 2nd, 3rd, stopping right there. That's going to affect your ability to feel powerful, to connect your power to your pleasure. Let's go out to that 3rd layer. And we're going to pull in this energy. It's another control being. So let's use a black flame in here as well so you can access your power and connect your power to your pleasure. Oi nai nea kokua ea nutua paka keotoa mini io o nai kai tutua pa kea ea natea. Okay, bringing this energy up through the solar plexus of this avatar that represents your pleasure. And up through the solar plexus into the heart where it's stopping again. All the way up to the 25th layer. Let's we're going to pull in this energy. That's a lot of fear of being in your heart, fear of being vulnerable, fear of allowing and surrendering. It could be scary for a lot of you because of these energies. So once these energies are cleared, then this is how you clear a path. And so many of you might be need to listen to this over and over again. Each time you do, it'll go a little deeper, a little deeper. So if you have a lot of stuff to clear, I highly encourage that. So this energy is pulled into the third layer of the heart, which is like connecting your power to your heart. Another control being. Let's use a black flame. Oi na ea kukua mape, tio kukua nea, ea kua eta tapek ea, onia ne pakeki, ututua pe una ea, koane ia kukua, e unu uikia, a pepeane, I ututua ma ea okua. So we're bringing this energy up through the heart of this avatar, throat, 6 crown rings, through all the layers of the aura. Actually, the aura is clear. That's beautiful. Let's clear the circle of reciprocity so that you can give pleasure as the energy comes out that right arm. So it's stopping right at that shoulder. So we give to receive, and that's just the circle of reciprocity. That's how it works. We give and then we receive. Okay, so coming out that right implementing arm, let's let this energy and clearing a path of that left arm, allowing the receiving. Okay, through the front and back of the heart, throat, 6 crown rings. Oh boy, I'd be curious to know how that affected a lot of you. That was a lot of energy. And then we have this one final part that we're going to do. And I'm curious if any of you have any feedback about what we just did. Yes, how we do anything is how we do everything. If you're hiding in the bedroom, you're hiding in your life, right? Okay, great. Yes, it is a great way to centrally center this morning. Okay, good. So no questions, but I'd be curious if you'd like to post how you're feeling after all that. Or did you have some emotional energy you're releasing? So we're going to go to the last final part now. So I want you to close your eyes for this because I want you to really tap into your free imagination, your free ability to generate energies on your own. And I want you to imagine, so this is going to be whatever degree of pleasure you want to run through your body is going to be up to you. So imagine that thing that brings you great pleasure. If it's sexual, then so be it. Imagine yourself enjoying yourselves in the throes of pleasure and being with your loved one. Or even if it's just with yourself, you could certainly, that is another way of pleasuring yourself, is certainly a valid energy for all of this, of course. At any rate, I want you just to use your imagination. This is just all with your imagination and amplifying that feeling in your body of this pleasure, whatever that is, to whatever degree that is. And we're going to start running it through our energy field. So we're going to start, if you wanted to, whatever the visuals are for you, we're just going to start. It's sparkly, or it has a color, or it has a texture. We're going to start pouring this energy of how, and you're feeling this energy as it comes into your creative rings. The creative rings that are going to create things that you want to create and amplify as a result of running this energy through your energy field, whether it's more love in your life, whether it's more financial abundance, whether it's more peace and peace of mind and ease in the body, whatever it is, put those desires in the rings up there. And we're going to start bringing this pleasure down through the rings, into the crown, into the 6th chakra, just pouring down like liquid gold as that comes down into the throat, where it's stopping. Let's go out to the 15th layer where the 1% doesn't want you to do this little exercise, doesn't want you to feel pleasure in your bodies. Oi nai guama pi o kunia tata e kaya hu shai. As we're bringing this feeling, this beautiful feeling, warm sensations in our body, maybe tingling, as it comes down through the throat and the heart and the solar plexus, down into that second chakra. Let it stir in the second chakra where this energy is produced and illuminated. As it spills down the root, excellent. We're going to bring it up the front through that second chakra where it's stopping. Again, out to the 15th layer, more of this 1% energy that doesn't want us to enjoy our bodies, our lives, our lives. Yeah, there we go. As we're bringing this energy up through that second chakra, through the solar plexus, into the heart, allowing this energy to feed your soul, to make you feel beautiful and vibrant and alive, blessed, thankful. So it comes up through your heart, your throat, your sixth chakra, your crown, through all of your rings. Let that filter down through all the layers of your aura, illuminating your whole energy field. Yeah, that's beautiful. And last but not least, we're going to bring this pleasure energy from the heart out that right arm as you give more pleasure out into the world. Out, and then allowing yourself to receive pleasure, all kinds of pleasure, all degrees of pleasure. As that comes up your left arm, down through the front and back of your heart, through the throat, sixth chakra, crown ring. That feels amazing. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying this. All right. Let's see if you guys have any input. Feeling so whole and peaceful and calm. Excellent. Yes. There's someone who says, I need to do that again. Yes. Do this as many times as you like. Every time you're going to go a little deeper. You're going to start enjoying your bodies more. You're going to be in your bodies more. Let's measure a few things so we can make sure we got to where we wanted to go. Pleasure is now at, so we started at 15% if you joined late. We are now at 100%. You can feel it in your bodies, right? And let's measure fear, 0, anger, 0, sadness, 0, and self-judgments, 15%. Let's remove those so that you can really experience this even more. I'm going to go to the heart, out to that third layer, and we're just going to clear a few more of the ways you're judging yourself. Maybe you think you didn't do this exercise right. There's no right or wrong. Just feel what you feel, experience what you experience, and just keep enjoying more and more pleasure every day. This can be a daily practice, and there's no shoulds, but if you did, it would be to your benefit for sure. Okay, there's a little bit more. Judgment's gone. Okay, good. Judgment's gone. Yay. What a great way to end the week. TGIF. I hope you enjoy this lunar eclipse, this beautiful full moon energy, counting your blessings, having so much thanks for everything we do have. Keep practicing this. And yes, how does it get any better than this? My favorite question. Here's someone who's feeling expansive. Someone else who's feeling lighter. Thank you. And just to show you how much this kind of energy work and the work that we do here. I'm 66, and so this is a great practice that can help you remain vibrant, youthful, energetic for a very, very long time. Feels like I keep getting younger. Okay. Great. Well, thank you so much for coming here today. And we so appreciate your presence. And we will be back next Friday for another round of Friday's Inspiration here, inspiring you, teaching you how to master your energy so you can enjoy more of your life in more pleasure. Sending so much love, and we'll see you next week. Namaste.